Hi everybody and happy International Pets Day. I'm Heather Robertson at Katy Sue Designs and welcome to my home studio. Today we're going to be looking at the fabulous Picnic Pups paper pack collection, and I mean what better way to spend International Pets Day cuddled up with your pup or your pet and doing some pet card craft. Um, we've got Christine in the office manning all the comments, and Ian manning all the our YouTube channel. So if you know, please do pop some comments or questions into the comments section if you've got any. We'll share links to any of the products that I'm showing you today as well. So let's have a look at what I'll be showing you today. So, okay, this is our gorgeous Picnic Pups collection. And in this collection, you're going to get loads and loads of cardstock to create your perfect Picnic Pups cards. So we'll start off by looking at the first thing you get in your pack, which will be the 12 dog breeds, and these are going to be your Picnic Pup decoupage scenes and your die cut toppers. So these are all pre-cut for you, and as you can see, you get all of these pups included in this pack. So you're going to get 2 sheets of each of the toppers. So as you can see there, you get your 2 sheets, and you've got your Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, your Dalmatian, Corgi, is that the Cocker Spaniel, you've got your Labrador, your Border Collie, your Cockapoo, your Beagle, German Shepherd, then you've got your Golden Retriever, Dachshund, and Whippet. Phew, I remembered them all. They are written on the front of the pack as well, so if you're not sure, they are listed there for you. So you get all of those, and they are all pre-cut for you. So all you need to do is just pop these out. And in addition to that, you also get all your decoupage, pre-cut decoupage layers. So these are all the pieces that layer one on top of the other to give your card that three-dimensional look. And you get 2 sheets of each for each of the breeds of dog as well. So you'll be able to easily see which pieces are for which pup, because they're all in their own little individual sections, and they match up. They match up with your toppers, so you can see. You've got your Corgi there, your Corgi there. So it's easy to match up and see where they go. Then, in addition, in the bundle, you also get your sentiments. Now, there's 2 sheets of sentiments, and again, these are all pre-cut for you. So all you need to do is just pop these out, and they come out easily for you. So you can keep these in the sheet, or you can just pop them into a little box like that to keep them for when you need them. So you get those. Then you also get these gorgeous page inserts. Now these will fit on the inside of your cards, or you can so you can fold these, place them on the inside of your card, or you could use these as lovely notelet papers, or use these for the front of your card as well. So this could be the front and that could be the inside by cutting them in half. And again, you get 2 of each breed, so you get all those lovely, they're all color coordinated as well, so everything, you have everything you need here with all the 12 breeds, and they're beautiful scenes in the background as well, so perfect to still write on these. Just showing you all the little designs here. There you go. And if you look closely, you'll see that there's a lovely paw print on there as well. So you get those in the bundle. Now, all of these are available individually on their own. If you don't want to get the entire bundle, they are available on their own as well. And then you get your lovely coordinating cardstock. So if you have a look, let me just grab the toppers here. If you're not quite sure, it can be confusing when you're doing matting and layering, but if you're not sure what colour to put down, just have a look at your picnic pups, at these toppers, because you can see the fabric that they're lying on will coordinate to the background cardstock that we have here. So if you're not sure, just have a look at colours on the blanket. You don't have to match them up, but it will make it easier when you're trying to decide how to plan your card. So again, you get 2 sheets of each of these, and I think there's 24. Yeah, there's 24 sheets of card here. That's 300 GSM cards, so it's really good cardstock. And you get so it's 12, 2 times 12, so you get 2 of each sheet. And this will be your plaid, your gingham, and your tartan fabric swatches, or card fabric swatches, just to complement your cards. So you've got some beautiful background papers there, everything that you need. As I said, you get 2 of each, so there's enough here to make plenty of cards. So I'm going to show you a couple of examples of some finished pieces, and this will just show you how complicated or how simple you can go with your cards. Now today, the first card that we're going to be making is this one here with the German Shepherd. So I'll take you through step by step how to build this card, and this will be using our new side pop-up cards. So this isn't included in the bundle, but this is the card I'll be demonstrating today. So it's a side pop-up card. You get 12 cards and envelopes in the pack, and that will enable you to make a card like this. So that's the first card I'll be showing you today. Then you can go as elaborate as you want to with your matting and layering with this. This one has, we've used the 3D decoupage element on here as well, and we've used multiple we've used 2 different cardstocks on this. So I've got the background there matching our little picnic pup blanket there, and then we've got the lovely insert pages on the inside of the card. But on this one, the insert page has been used on the outside of the card with the decoupage element. So there are so many things you can do, and at the end, if there's time, I'll show you a really simple card as well. So they don't have to be as elaborate as this, but you can go as elaborate or as simple as you want to with this pack, because you can just do so much with it. The toppers, for instance, I mean, it says it makes 24 cards here, but that's just a minimum. So you've got 2 of everything, but you don't have to use every single element. You can use pieces of these, and don't forget, you can also use these little pieces here on the top. So if you wanted to make a coordinating gift tag, you could make a gift tag using these little toppers, using the package insert pictures as well. So let's get the pieces out that we'll need to make our card, and that will be over here. I'm trying to keep everything organized on my desk so I know where everything is, and I think all of you who know me by now know that I can never find anything when I need it. So, okay, I'm going to use the side pop-up cards as I said. Now you get 12 of these in the pack as well. And when you get them, they are all pre-cut and scored for you. So all you need to do is just remove this from, of course this one won't come apart when I want it to. There we go. Just remove all the bits. Throw that bit away. And these will form, all those pieces there will form your pop-up card. I've already folded some of these, so let's pull this in, get all the pieces out that I'm going to be using for this card. Now, we do have a blog on our website following this live stream, which will show you step by step how to assemble everything that you need to for this. So this particular card, I've written some instructions for you. I'm just looking for my phone folding tool, but I can't find it. It's not a problem. So shift those out the way. For your pop-up card, fold your pop-up card like that. So this will form that kind of S fold or Z fold of your card. And then this piece will go along the bottom of your card with a long piece against the short piece. So it will stick together like this. Okay. And then you will also have these two support tabs, which will form the inside of the card here. Now we do have full instructions on our website and YouTube channel on how to assemble these cards if you want to see that in more detail. But we'll stick these as we go. Then what I've done with this card here is I've cut the paper inserts. So if I just grab this one, for instance, just as an example, I wanted to use that paw pad on this side of the card here. So you can see there. But if you don't have the inserts and you just want to use some pale cream card, you can do that. I have put all the measurements in the blog post with the step-by-step instructions for you. So you don't have to worry about the measurements now. Then with using some of the gingham plaid, I can never remember which one is gingham and which one is plaid. I have already pre-cut and stuck my matting layers. So I want to stick these down first, but not the front of the card. I don't want to stick that down just yet. And the reason is I want to stick this flap down first. Now on this card, I've stuck the flap down afterwards. So you can, and you don't just have to put it on the bottom, you could put it in the middle or the top as well. So wherever you decide you want to put it is fine. Now, I also wanted to show you this. This is our new, I couldn't remember the name, so I've written the little label there, our Perfect Precision double-sided tape pen. Now, this tape is probably one of the nicest double-sided tapes I've used in a long time. It's nice and thick, nice and wide, and it really does stick well. So I'm just going to pop some of that onto the back of my cardstock here. Don't need much. And let's just line this up in the center. Now I can't, because my camera is right in front of me, I can't get my head directly over this, so I'm hoping that I'm laying this down straight. But yeah, I think I've done all right there. That's fine. And we're going to do the same with this piece here. So just a little bit. This tape is lovely and strong, so you really don't need much. And I want to make sure that the top is lined up with the top of the card there. So I've got a pale green card. This is just some pale green cardstock I had. Then pale cream card on top of that. Then I've used some of the gingham and plaid as the bottom layer here with some pale green on top of that. And then we can go to sticking this down. Now we're going to need 3 small pieces of green card as well for the tabs, but I've stuck 2 down here already. I'll stick this piece down in just a moment. Then we need to stick this down. Now I like to stick one side down at a time, just so I can make sure it's lined up. I want this right along the bottom, so I'm going to line that up and stick that down. And I'm going to put the tape on this part, so I'm not putting tape too far across the tab here, because I don't want the tab sticking to the green part of the card here. So as you can see, it's easy to stick this down because it's the same width. And then when you fold it closed, you've already got that little pop-up element going on there. Then we can come in and pop our top matting layer down. Oh, I really do love this tape gun, a tape pen. I keep wanting to call it a gun. Right, I'm going to put the dark piece on the top. I just want to make sure that that's lining up with the top again. I want everything lining up. Make sure that's nice and straight. There we go. I think that's about right. There we go. And then let's stick this piece down as well. Again, as I said, all the measurements are on the blog, so please, I'm sure Christine will pop a link to that in the comments. Pop that down again. So there you have it. So you've already got a really pretty card there before we've even started adding the toppers. Now, a little tip, when you're cutting any of the background card, just make sure if you're wanting to have a perfectly square or perfectly rectangle cut, these are pretty straight already, but if you are unsure, just take a ruler and line that up with one of the top lines there and just cut that piece straight, so that when you're lining that up with your your cutting machine or your dies or whatever you have, especially if you're using a guillotine or a scoring and cutting board like that one, you want to make sure it's perfectly square. The worst thing is when you're trying to cut squares and it's ever so slightly off, because you do see it when you've got perfect 90-degree angles. So that's just a little extra tip. Just cut along the top to make sure it's perfect. If it doesn't look perfectly straight, cut along the top, that top line first. Right. Then we're going to add these little center tabs onto our card here. And I've taken the same cream card that I've used here, or you could use some of the little leftover pieces from your insert paper, just to add a coordinating colour strip to these support tabs. Just want to make sure that it's lining up. There we go, almost done. That's good enough. Okay. Now, sometimes tape is better than glue, and sometimes glue is better than tape. And in this instance, I prefer to use some tacky glue because it's repositionable. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the tab, fold these in, and place that, trying not to get any glue on my card where I don't want it to be. And I'm going to line that up, if you can see here, just going to line that up with the bottom of the card. So that will be the first layer. Then we can put the second one in. Let's fold that down. There we go. So I'm folding it down so I'm not going to get any glue on my paper here. Pop that in at an angle. and then line up that bottom tab with, so I'm lining these two pieces up together. Let's just make sure that that fits nicely, and this is why I like the tacky glue, because you can reposition it until you are happy with the position that it's in. There we go. Close that and just make sure that, hold that in place for a little bit just to make sure that it sticks. Let me just zoom in a little bit now. There we go. That's a bit better. Oh. Okay, then we can have a look at our little tabs here. So as I mentioned before, these just pop out easily. So you just have to pop these out. You can see they're all pre-cut and scored for you, and they pop out of these packs easily. Then what you might find though is you do have a couple of these little joins from where it was attached to the A4 sheet. Now to get rid of those, you can do those in two ways. You can either get a nail file and just file those pieces down nicely like that, or just come in with a sharp pair of scissors and just trim those tiny little pieces off. You don't need scissors for this. A nail file or a scoring board, kind of a rough sandpaper piece of card or something like that will do the trick. It's just to neaten those edges nicely. And then we can attach this to our card. Now, what I've done with this one is I've attached it at a slight angle, because unless it's perfectly square, if it's slightly off, you'll notice it's slightly off. But it kind of gives that card a little bit of extra movement. So I'm going to cut another coordinating piece of darker card. You could use some of the pale green here as well if you wanted to. And I'm just going to, I want that to stick about there. I want to make sure it doesn't go beyond the card here. And I'm just going to mark out where this goes, so I know where to put the glue. I know where to put the glue on this part here, or my tape, because you're not going to want to put tape over the entire piece of card. So let's just put that there, a little bit there. That's probably all we need. And then let's lay this down. It's just a rough guide. Excuse me, my dog's barking or starting to huff because it's the school holidays here at the moment, and the boys are playing football next door in the garden. Right, then we can stick this piece down. So we can choose now whether to have this at a complete angle like that, matching up like that. I think matching up like that doesn't look quite as nice as either completely 90 degrees like that, or completely straight like that, or at a slightly off angle. So I think I might do a slightly off angle, almost like you've thrown a photo down. Let's just make sure that lines up so I can see where I want to put the tape. So I'm not putting much on here. It's just a tiny bit, just to hold that piece in place. There we go. And then we can come in and pop some of our little sentiments down as well. So let's pop this one here. I'm going to keep this. If you wanted to, you could use some foam pads if you're wanting to add a bit of a three-dimensional look to this. Just wanting to add some height, you could put some foam tape behind here instead of the double-sided tape. but I do like using this tape gun. It's just with tape pen, it's no mess, no fuss, not getting sticky fingers. Now I'm laying this in this top right corner here, top left corner, because I want it to be hidden by the rest. And I think I've got that, yeah, that looks straight from this angle anyway. And then just to give a little bit of an extra treat, so to speak, let's just add a couple of these die cut pieces. So if I just grab, so I've pulled these out of the accompanying German Shepherd decoupage sheet. I'm going to keep these for another card. You can layer these on top, but I'll show you probably show you the cockapoo in just a moment with the decoupage. So I'm just going to take a little bit of my glue here. Because this is on the inside of the card, I'm going to keep this quite flat. It's not going to need much. Just giving ourselves a little treat. Of course, these pieces are tiny. Let's get that back in shot. There we go. And let's put this little apple or tomato, whichever it is, I'm not quite sure. Let's pop that next to the bowl there. There we go. So that's hidden when the card's closed. And then you got your perfect little treat there. So you deserve a treat, party time, and there's your card. So we've got two cards here. Very, very easy to put together. I think the slowest part of that would probably be all the cutting, cutting your matting layers. But if you're wanting to do something a little simpler than that, I've got another little card I can show you, and I'll show you the decoupage elements of that as well. So I've got our little cockapoo here, and I'm just going to take out all my little card elements here, and I'll show you two very, very simple cards. So I've cut our lovely, it says gingham, I think this will be gingham, piece of card, and I'm going to stick that to the outside of just a standard fold card. Nothing fancy here. I don't know why I always put this in a cross. So start by placing down the center of the card first before you commit to sticking it down, because that will help you line it up and make sure that your piece is nice and straight. Now I've taken our little toppers, and one of them I've cut, I've used which one is it's one that we've discontinued. It's our Hello Baby accessories die set, but any cutting die will work. So if you've got cutting dies, you can, even though this is already pre-cut for you, if you want to change the shape or the size, go in with your cutting dies and just cut that to a different size. So we could add that like that to the card. There we go. With our lovely little toppers like that. But I'm going to keep this card really simple. I'm going to keep this for a different card. So I'm going to pop that to one side. And we're just going to go really, really simple with this. So again, just going to neaten that little edge. I'm just taking those little bobbly bits off the side. And you can use your tape gun for this, or you can use some of your tacky glue, tape pen, or some tacky glue. You use what you have, but I really would recommend that tape tape pen. It is such a joy to work with. And with this one, I'm going to keep this one quite straight. Now, the reason I'm using the tacky glue here is because you can reposition it. So if you're not sure, if you're wanting to get something perfectly straight, you can, using the tacky glue, you've still got some repositionable time, so you can still just change the angle ever so slightly. And because this is a lovely, we've got a lovely straight pattern here, it's going to be lovely, it's going to be easy to line this up and make sure that this is perfectly straight on the card. So let's pop a little bit of our tape here. Decide where we want that to go. I think I want that. I'm just making sure everything balances where I want it to be before I commit to sticking anything down. So yeah, I think I like, there we go. Okay, I think that's straight. And then let's pop a bit of tape onto this piece here. So this is just some coordinating red and cream or red and white card. Pop that along there, and then I've used some 3D foam pads to add a bit of height and dimension to this piece. Make sure that's nice and central, and then stick that down. So there you have a lovely outside of your card, but if you're wanting to add a little something extra, all right boys, calm down, sorry, it's just my dogs. Right, so I've taken out one of our inserts here, and I'm just going to, I've folded that in half, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of our tape pen down the back. Now if you want to put this on the front as well, you can. Just pop that into the center there. And yeah, I'm going to pop a little bit here as well. There we go. So that when you open the card, these are still loose, but they open up really, really well. So there you have a really simple card. And to make it even simpler, that piece that we die cut earlier, we can just stick this to a smaller card. So I've just got a little bit of my tacky glue here. Lovely and messy with that. Make sure it opens the way that you want. So if you want this to be a top folding card, or basically don't have the fold at the bottom, I've done that too many times, or on the right hand side. Right, place that where you want that to go. And there again, you have another really, really simple card. But if you're wanting to elevate that even more, that's where we can bring in some of our decoupage pieces. So I've already put my foam tabs on the back, and I'm just going to get all the little pieces out here so you can see how these fit together. Whoops. Let's see, tip all those out. Okay, and then you always start with your biggest piece first. So start with our large cockapoo. I know you all want to see me taking the backs off foam pads, but it's got to be done. Right, so line this up. So just before you place it down, just carefully see where it lines up, and then place that on top. And then we can go in with the rest of our pieces. So I'm using 2 different sized foam pads here, and you can cut them down smaller as well. I'm sure Christine will pop links to all the products that we're using here. And if you want to, just curl with your fingernails, just curl and shape these pieces before sticking them down, and it'll give it extra shape and dimension as you're placing them on. So I just want to make sure that's all lined up. And again, we'll go in with the head. So I'm just kind of bending and shaping it, just kind of curling with the back of my fingernails just to shape the heads. Now I know my sister's watching today, and she's got the most adorable cockapoo called Fudge, and Ebony, and this looks just like her little Fudge. So already our little cockapoo is coming to life, but we need to give him his legs as well. So just before you stick them down, just make sure that you're putting the correct one on each arm. They're not numbered, but the pictures match up, so you'll be able to see which piece goes where. And then let's just add the little nibbles. Oops, come on. Again, just shape these as you need to. Pop that where it needs to go. These foam pads are really, really lovely. I've got these in, as I said, I'm using these in 2 different sizes. So I've got the 4x4mm. They're 2mm thick. I've got these little pads that I'm using, and I'm using the ones that are slightly bigger, which are these, which are the, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're the 24x12mm foam pads. So these are the ones I typically tend to use most. Let's, I think this is a little peach. Looks really cool. Showing all this, showing the picnic pups at lunchtime makes me quite hungry. And this little apple, pop in the picnic basket right next to our little picnic pup. And there you have another really simple card, but with that lovely 3-dimensional element to it. And this could be popped in a picture frame. So if they didn't want, if you know, once they've had it as their greeting card, they can then pop this into a picture frame. That could be a lovely, lovely little memento to keep. The other thing that we have, which I'm really excited about, are our new birthday selection peelables. Now these peelable stickers, you can write on them, you can colour on them, and this new pack includes 72 verses, and you get 2 of each design. Let me just show you a couple of these and a couple of tips on how to use them. So let's just take these out of their packaging. The first thing I like to do with these, so you can see I've already used one here, is when you get them, to make it easier to remove the your sentiments or your wishes, is take this background layer off, because then when it comes to removing your sentiments, it's much easier to remove these, because then you can just get your fingernail underneath there and lift those up really easily. So I'm going to use this Have a Beautiful Day. Make sure that try to reduce the amount of dust in the room if possible, just to make sure that these don't pick up any excess dust. And I'm just going to hold the corner of it, and I'm going to line this up. So place it center down first, and then layer it down. then press it down, and then using your finger or a paintbrush or a bone folding tool, just emboss that just to make sure it's stuck down completely and that any coloured card that you have underneath is not showing any of the stickiness. So the joy with these is whatever colour card you have underneath, you will still be able to see it, which I think is just wonderful, because sometimes you don't want to have another colour card under there, or sometimes you want to have maybe the card's pink and you want that to shine through. You don't want it just printed on white. This will give you that option, because they're completely translucent, you can see right through them. But the joy is you can also colour and write on these as well. The additional thing you can do is stick these to whatever colour card you want, and then use your cutting dies for your die cutting machines, and then you can make them into any shape that you want with any colour background that you want as well. So this was the extra card that I made with all the little extra bits left over from making this card. So I cut my insert page. So I cut my insert page in half, and I used this half on the inside of the card, of this card, and I used that half on the outside of this card, and then used the decoupage layers on top of that. They perfectly match up, so you can do that. So when they say you can make 24 cards, you can actually make a lot more cards out of this, just depending on how you use all of the little elements that you're getting. The other thing, let me just pop that down. Okay, and again, as I mentioned, you can cut out those pieces on the top of, just find it here, your toppers. You can cut out these pictures here, and you can make coordinating gift tags to go alongside your card as well. So I think, yeah, let me show you a couple more examples of some finished cards, and then we can wrap this up. If you've got any questions, please do post them in the comments below, or into the comments section, and then we can answer them as best we can. I can have a look at them a bit later and answer any questions you have for me as well. So this is another example of, yeah, let's just move these out the way. I get so cluttered here sometimes. Right, this is another example of a card that was made using the pop-up cards. So this is the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and I've used 2 of the papers here. They coordinate beautifully, so they still go well together, even though they're completely different patterns. The inserts have been used on the side there, and the little pop-up, or the little sentiment cutout tabs, or the pre-cut sentiments, they've been used to make that little rosette. So very, very easy card to put together, and you can also hide any pop-up elements on the inside of the card there. So use these tabs here to hide some of your little pop-ups, which I think works really, really well. Then you can, as I said, you can really use everything. You can use multiple coloured cards, you can use your topper, you could use your die cut element, plus some of the sentiments here, as well as using the inserts all in one card, if you wanted to go that way as well. Or go really simple. Just keep it nice and straight, just a standard card with a lovely sentiment on the inside. I've not been able to find cards like this in the card shops anymore. They're all seem to be the same, and I love the fact that with this pack you can create so many different cards for every occasion, all included in the bundle. So as simple or as complicated as you want to go, this pack is perfect for that. And then of course you've got your your tacky glue and your perfect precision double-sided tape pen as well, which works perfectly with this lovely pack. So let's just switch over to me over here. So I think that kind of wraps up everything here. Don't forget, included in the bundle, you will get your toppers and decoupage layers. You will get your card inserts, you'll get the little toppers, and you'll also get all your color coordinating card. That's all in one bundle. We also have another bundle on our website at the moment, so do have another look there, which includes the tape pen and our birthday sentiments as well. So there's lots of deals to be had on our website, so please do go and have a look. If you've got any questions, again, pop them in the comments. And also, we'd love to see what you create. So if you want to share your makes with us, have a look at our Facebook groups, share your card makes and your crafting makes with us. And also, if there's something you'd like to see from us, if you want us to demonstrate anything, pop that in the comments, and we'll see what we can do about bringing that to you as well. Thank you again for joining us today. And thank you again to the team in the office for manning all the comments. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks for joining me today. Happy, Happy Pet Day today? Yeah, Happy Pet Day today. And enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks again. Bye.